when you grow crops, mostly it depends on the weather every year, right? But there's nothing we can do about that. But I would say the precision has helped us improve in areas where we need to, where there's potential for more profits. Over the next 5 to 10 years, we hope to invest in some variable rate technology for seeding and fertilizing. We feel that with the yield data that we've compiled over the last few years with the GTA terminal, that we'll be able to save some money on inputs.
So if you have the yield maps, you can see where your low yields are, drag them up. You don't need higher yields in the high spots, you need higher yields in the low spots. And that's what we have seen that has really paid off for us. Yields have been the biggest improvement that we have seen in that we put fertilizer and manure or whatever on lower yielding areas and look after them better versus just putting it over the whole field.
With the yield monitor, we began to see areas in the field right off that we thought should have yielded better than they should have. And so we kind of went back to see why, because you know, a lot of the fields I farmed them for so long, you know, I know the good spots and I know the bad spots, but there were some places that showed up that, you know, that wasn't quite right. So you go back and you look at your soil tests in that specific area and see if everything was okay. If that was okay, if everything looked all right there, then you might look. We still found out that we had some drainage issues that weren't apparent. I mean, there wasn't like there was ponding water or anything that's, you know, that glaring, but yeah, there was some drainage issues there, and so we got some of that taken care of, and then you could see the results from that, you know, the increase in yield when you go back through there in the subsequent years on from the yield monitor on the combine.
I mean, you realize real quick what the benefits are. There's just nothing like it, I guess, is the best way to say it, or easiest way to say it, because there's no, I go back to driver fatigue. I mean, you're just not worn out at the end of the day. You've got time to look over your machinery. You can turn around and watch what's going on. You can watch your monitors better. You can watch everything. And just kind of like domino effect. If one thing goes good, everything's going to go good. Or you might see something starting to fail before it actually does, because you've got the ability to take your hands off the wheel, look around, and just see. So that's probably the biggest benefit. Just try it, you'll love it. And the best example I can give, even recently, is the cost of all the inputs have gone up. If you can put it on precisely, not overlap, not overspray, not overplant, drive accurately, you're going to save fuel, you're going to save time, you're going to save money. And you figure it up, and the cost is minimal when you figure up what you can save in 1 year. So that'd be probably the best thing I could tell somebody, is just try it. Maybe start with a simple system and then build up if you think you like it. I don't really know how we got started, and it was probably, in all honesty, my dad thinking we ought to try it. Then once we got in it, he kind of, you figure out what we're doing and you do it. And like I said, we've jumped in. We use it in basically every application we do. We've got it in all the tractors, be it for, like I said, field work, planting. My uncle's starting to use it when he sprays, combine when we harvest. So, I mean, we believe in it. We use it, and I think the more if you have it and you use it and utilize it, it really pays you back better than just putting it in and trying it and not really working with it.
Some of the results that I've seen from precision farming are from my variable rate planting. We've got a couple of rocky, dry hills. It needs to rain every day for them to grow corn. I've planted them in the past where you can't change your planter on the move. we never have corn on those hills. We'll have 60 bushel corn on the hill. By using variable rate planting, we were able to cut the planter down considerably in population going over that hill, and we actually had corn on that hill this year. You know, it might not have been as good as the rest of the field, but I had corn. It wasn't 3 acres that did absolutely nothing, you know, for a change. After 4 or 5 years of collecting yield maps and printing them out and being able to look at them at the kitchen table, when we were introduced to variable rate fertilizing and planting, we were able to finally say, hey, I can use my maps for something. You know, I guess that probably would have been the big payoff there from the 4 or 5 years of collecting data. Now we're able to take those and make prescriptions from them.
You know, there's a lot of people that resist technology and they think they're doing things good. All I'm going to tell people in the way I look at it is I thought I was one of them. I thought I was a very good manager as far as equipment, personnel. I thought I was doing everything right. We started getting the technology like Ag Command, and it shows you how inefficient you can be or are. I look at any time that I can save an acre or get another acre done, that's more money. And once I've done that and realized that we're not perfect, I have grown every year. I have not bought any more equipment. I've still got the same amount of equipment. In fact, I got 1 floater less and I'm doing more acres. So the technology, don't resist it because it is your friend. And I think the more that we can do with technology today, the more I'm jumping into it.